remember when I first started going to the gym, I wanted to get big veiny biceps like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And whenever I go, I would always do bicep curls almost every single day non-stop. And over time, there was some growth, especially in the first year. As you can see here, my arms got a bit wider, a little bit leaner. But over time, that growth began to plateau, and I hit a bit of a roadblock where, for some reason, they just weren't growing anymore. Looking back at it now with retrospective, it was mainly because I was doing some few obvious mistakes, as well as I wasn't really incorporating all the necessary principles for bicep training. First of which is the angle of the movement. When training bicep curls, the first advice you would hear online is grips, how grips target different heads, etc. But the angle, in my opinion, is much more important because let's say you're doing bicep curls. If you do them at an incline, then you're able to target the long head, the outer peak of your biceps, a lot more efficiently because that position allows that part specifically to get a much better squeeze, therefore getting a much better contraction. And the same goes for a different angle. Let's say you're doing it at a decline or you're doing preacher curls. Because your arms are now higher, you're targeting the short head much better. And now that part is getting a better contraction. And personally, I never really do regular bicep curls unless I'm trying to fix some sort of muscle imbalancement, because I'd much rather do an exercise that targets a specific part of my biceps, like incline bicep curls or preacher curls, rather than just doing one that targets all of them at a mild level. And the second thing you should keep in mind is grip. When you change the grip on any bicep exercise, you would now begin to use different muscle fibers that usually will not get activated from other movements. For example, if you do reverse grip bicep curls, you begin to use the outer side of your biceps a lot more than the inner. As well as when you do the reverse grip, the forearms are now becoming more engaged. Another example is hammer curls. When you do hammer curls, you feel a different contraction than you would when doing regular bicep curls. And the main reason for that is, like mentioned previously, you're now using a different head than what you would usually do in regular bicep curls, as well as you're contracting different muscle fibers, which really allows you to be in there and get the best contraction possible for your biceps. And the last principle is tension/squeezing. You see, when doing any bicep exercise, you need to make sure that you're tensing your arm while going up, squeezing at the top for 2 seconds, and tensing again while going back down. And this is something that I feel almost everybody knows, but no one applies. And I can assume because most people just want to lift the heaviest weight they possibly can, and they end up ignoring form in the process. But this is actually a lot more important than weight, in my opinion, because if you think about it, hypertrophy, which is muscle growth, is hit by having your muscles under tension as much as possible. So by tensing the whole way through, you are increasing that tension and the duration of it for the whole exercise, meaning you're able to get a much better workout, a much better contraction, a much better pump, and get much better gains at a faster rate. And lifting heavier weight may feel good, but without that form, you're not getting as much results as you can. For example, someone like Mike Thurston, when you watch his videos, he usually lifts weights that are low in relatively to his size. But he does that because these are the weights where he can lift at the best form possible, hold for contraction, and allows him to get the most gains. And this is a principle that most people should implement. Out of everything in this video, this is by far the most important. And lastly, I want to fire away the best bicep exercises that I advise you to do. The first one is incline bicep curls. It's phenomenal for targeting the long head, as well as it makes your bicep look wider from the sides and gives you a higher peak. And if you do it while keeping tension in mind and squeezing at the top, you can really get a solid burn and a very good contraction as well. Secondly, we have the preacher curls. The fact that your arms are resting on the bench the whole time prevents any cheating from happening, and it forces you to have good form while also hitting the short head very well. Thirdly, we have chin-ups. If you do chin-ups while keeping your back straight and curling your arms as you're going up, you can really get a phenomenal workout for your biceps and forearms. If you look at a lot of Olympic gymnasts, almost all of them have really big biceps and forearms because all the training for the sport requires them to do a lot of chin-up variations. And that goes to show how effective the chin-up movement is for developing your biceps. And lastly, we have cable curls. When you're doing cable curls, the fact that the cable is pulling you down all the way through gives you constant contraction while doing the exercise, as well as if you do a single arm, that can really be great for fixing any muscle imbalancements. And that's the end of the video. Hope you guys found it helpful. If you have any questions, please put it down in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to give you any help or assistance. If you feel you got value out of this video, please do like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, but massively helps me out. If If you like private coaching, feel free to email me at the first email in the description. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I do really value it. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.